Thursday.
It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve. So as always, we are starting with our live reading Zoom. And then for unique learning, we are starting our first chapter, which is called What is the Weather Today? Learning all about weather. And then for those reading groups, so if you're in PCI 1, you're reading a walk in the park, and your focus word is van. If you're in that PCI 2 group, you are reading a cake for our mom, and your focus words are egg and hay. So Miss Robin, it said that she was waiting to get in, and I accepted it, and then she left. And then I haven't gotten anything since. But Nazir and Angel are in. Yeah, I don't see it. Okay. Alright, bye. Alright guys, sorry about that. So if you are in PCI 2, you are reading a cake for our mom, and your focus words are egg and pay. And then if you're in that ELA group, you are reading Ruth's Voyage, chapter 2. Yes. And then we have our live math Zoom. So what did we do? Yesterday we learned all about angles. Today we are continuing that with complementary and supplementary angles. And then for Explore Math, you're working on Food Drive. Yes. Explore Math. And then your social lesson, we are finishing up that cell phone competition chapter. And then as always, you will complete your daily exit ticket. Any questions about that? No? Okay. So we're going to get started with our vocabulary for today. Today's vocabulary word is forecast. Forecast is what the weather will be like. So what kind of word is forecast? A noun, verb, or adjective?
Verb.
So forecast is actually a noun. Because it's a thing, you're reading something.
Or noun.
Yeah, a noun. So can anyone use forecast in a sentence?
I watched the weather forecast this morning.
Ooh, I love that sentence. Someone said, I watched the weather forecast this morning. I watched the weather forecast this morning. I really like that sentence. Can anyone else give me a sentence? Can you give me a sentence? Ooh, I like that one too. The forecast is sunny. I love that. Those are some great sentences, you guys. Okay, so our book for this month is called What is in the Air? It is all about weather and checking the weather and the people that read the weather. So our chapter 1 is called The Weather Today. And before we start reading, we're going to complete a little activity. So, what is the title of this chapter? What did I just say it was? The weather
Forecast.
today. The weather today. So what do we think this chapter is going to be about?
Weather.
The weather. Ooh, I heard weather forecast. Any other ideas? Or do we think that's just about what the chapter's going to be? Do we we agree? Hey.
We're going to meet a meteorologist.
Ooh, I like that. Maybe we meet, I cannot spell. Meet a meteorologist. And can you tell our friends what a meteorologist is? We have not learned that yet.
A meteorologist is a person that does the weather forecast.
No, they do the weather forecast. They study the weather, they check the weather, and they report the weather on TV. So this is a chapter book. What kind of chapter book is it? Is it fiction or nonfiction? Is it based on real things or is it fake?
Fiction.
What do we think? Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Nonfiction.
We think nonfiction? Okay.
Nonfiction.
So we'll see. What is the chapter topic? Biography, social studies, or science? So if we're talking about weather, what do we think the topic is?
Social studies.
Science.
Science. Yeah, science.
The chapter that we read, or the book we read last month, all about the war. Science is weather and things like that. We will do this question at the end. So what, if you guys had to choose a book to read, what kind of book would you choose? A picture book, a chapter book, a comic book, or a book with facts?
A chapter book.
Do you like the chapter books that we read? Raise your hand if you like chapter books. Good job. Okay.
Chapter book.
All right, you guys. So we are going to hop over and start our chapter, The Weather Today.
It is Monday. Miss Clough's class is in their morning meeting. First, they look at the calendar. They see what events are happening this month. The students are excited. There is only one more week until spring break.
So who is our first character?
Mrs. Clough.
Miss Clough, and she is a teacher. So they see what events are happening this month, and why are the students excited? Because there's only one more week until what?
Spring break.
Spring break. Our spring break's coming up. Are you guys excited?
Yes.
I'm excited. All right.
Some of the students will be going on trips for spring break. Troy is going to Utah with his family. Mariah is going to Florida to visit her grandparents. They will get to see new places and do fun things. Ryder, Max, and Chelsea will be staying in Oregon for spring break.
So where's Troy going for spring break? Utah. Where's Mariah going?
Florida.
Florida. And then Ryder, Max, and Chelsea are staying where?
Oregon.
Oregon. Very good.
Next, they will check the weather. The weather is what the air feels like and what the sky looks like at any time or place. Miss Clough asks, "What will the weather be like today? How can we know what the weather will be? Where can we find information about the weather?"
So how can we check the weather right now if we wanted to?
Outside.
So you could go outside. What if I didn't want to go outside? How would I check
Or on the internet.
on the internet? So I can go on my phone, I can go on the app, my little weather app, and it tells me the weather for the day. I can go on weather.com and check the weather. I can ask Alexa, I can ask Siri, I can ask Google. There's lots of ways we can go on and find information about the weather, right? Is the weather report always accurate or is it sometimes wrong? Hey, is the weather report sometimes wrong? Yeah. It doesn't always rain when it says it's going to rain, and sometimes it says it's sunny and it's actually raining outside.
Can I read this one, Miss Taylor?
Says Chelsea.
You can read
We
the
can
next
see
one.
if the sun is out, if there are clouds, or if it is raining. That's a great idea, says Miss Clough. Chelsea looks out the window. She sees clouds in the sky. She does not see any rain or snow.
So their students say they can look out the window, you can see if the sun is out, if there's clouds, or if it's raining. So who looked out the window for the class?
Chelsea.
Chelsea did. And what did she see?
Clouds.
Clouds, but was it raining or snowing?
No.
No, it was just cloudy. All right, friend, take it away.
How will we know what the weather temperature will be? Asked Miss Clough. This morning when I come to school, I wear a jacket because the air felt cool outside, says Max. So the weather today is cool and cloudy, says Mariah.
Mm-hmm. So how will they know what the temperature will be? So if you don't check the weather report or have a thermometer, you're not going to know the exact temperature, but the air felt cold outside. So they wore a coat because it was cold. Do I have a friend that wants to read this one?
That is what the weather is right now. The weather can change during the day. How will we know what the weather will be like later? Said Miss Clough. We can look at the news, said
Ryder.
Ryder. That's a great idea, said Miss Clough. The news give a weather forecast or tell us what the weather will be like in the future.
Very good. So, in order to know what the weather is going to be like for the entire day, you can look at the weather forecast. So, what do we think? Did anyone look at the weather forecast for today? I know I have a friend that did. Hey, what's the weather forecast for today? It's sunny. It's going to be sunny today and like with a high of like 65. It's going to be a nice day. But yesterday, what was our weather forecast? I know you know. It was rainy and cloudy and cold. All right, friend, you can go ahead and read this one, Tyler, if you want to. Go ahead.
The top look at the new weather app. They see a weather forecast today. Today the temperature will be 50 degrees. It is supposed to rain in the afternoon. It is important to look at what is happening right now and look at the weather forecast to know what will happen later.
Good job. So the class looked at a news weather app. They see the weather forecast, and today the temperature will be 56 degrees. It's supposed to rain in the afternoon. It is important to look at what is happening right now and look at a weather forecast to know what will happen later. So the class looked at their weather app. What was the temperature outside?
56.
56 degrees. Is that cold or hot?
Cold.
It's cold. You need a jacket. And then what's supposed to happen in the afternoon?
Rain.
Rain. Very good. Okay. Read this one for me.
This week, Miss Club's class will learn about the weather and how it affects our lives. The weather affects what clothes we will wear. It affects what activities we do will do. The weather affects everyone and everything.
So how does the weather affect us? It affects what?
Clothes that we wear,
Clothes we wear and what
activities,
activities we do. And it affects everyone and
and
everything.
everything.
If it's cold and rainy outside, are you going to want to go play a game outside?
No.
Uh,
No.
Sunny and nice outside, you're going to want to be outside and play outside, right?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
you're going to want to know what that weather is so you can plan for your day, plan your activities, plan your outfits, and see what your day is going to be like. All right, so that is it for today's chapter. You guys did a great job with that. Tomorrow we will continue with that chapter.